Hey guys, back again. So let's talk about The Cell, which I watched for the first time pretty recently. And The Cell is a movie that I've heard weird things about it. Like I've heard that it's a movie that people love for certain reasons and people hate for some reasons. Like I feel like from what I've heard of this movie so far, it feels like it was a very mixed movie on uh, whenever it came out, and it has still been a mixed movie because I've heard people say they like it. I've heard people say that they don't. So it's interesting to look at this 20 years later because this came out in 2000, and I of course did not see it in 2000. I was a little young then to see it, but I really did want to see this movie for a while, and I was really interested in like the poster art alone for it, like the one where it's just the poster with J Lo on front. Like it just looked like a cool, visually cool poster. So I was interested in the movie, and I saw images of it before I saw the movie of Jennifer Lopez wearing a lot of really weird, strange outfits, and it kind of was interesting to me just thinking about it. It seemed like a weird movie just by looking at the poster art alone. I knew nothing about the movie before I watched it, but and now since I've watched it, this is an interesting reaction to it for me because I really feel weird about this movie. I feel conflicted because this movie, the basic plot of this is that these scientists are trying to figure out where this killer has this newest victim, and also a detective too, and it's that kind of story, but it's so weird because the movie itself, most frames of this movie, it's so incredibly beautiful to look at this movie. It's a very beautiful movie, but as critical reception got at the time and as of now, the movie still is criticized for being a lot of style over substance. But for me, the style of this movie, I mean, I could definitely see it. Definitely feels like style over substance. But the style of this, like, I feel like this is a very, very unique movie just on visuals alone. I think that this movie, despite some CGI that's pretty out there right nowadays, it still works for me. Like, I think that this is a very, very well done looking movie. And I said well done looking movie, but the movie itself, again, visually is beautiful. But but watching the movie and after and looking up information about this movie, because I usually watch a movie and look up trivia for it, and this one I heard was criticized also for being very similar to Silence of the Lambs, and I just did not think of it during the movie. I don't know why. I should have, but it very much so feels like a Silence of the Lamb type of movie where it's definitely not as good. It's very low bar type of movie with great visuals, because again the visuals in this are incredible. I think that they are really, really good. And we've got three actors in this movie that um, I think one of them does a good job, and the other two I just kind of forget. Jennifer Lopez, I think, actually did a good job. I like her in this movie. I think that she is a good actress, but this one I think she kind of added a little more of her acting chops. At least I felt like. I thought that she did good in this movie. And we've also got Vince Vaughn and Vincent D'Onofrio. And Vince Vaughn, I remember absolutely nothing about him in this movie. This was at the time period where he did like Swingers, but then he also did this movie. He did the Psycho remake, clone remake, and he was kind of in a weird spot. So I don't remember much about him in this movie. I honestly already forgot about him because he's pretty forgettable, as is most of the story in this movie. And Vincent D'Onofrio is creepy, but he's not. It's not really a speaking lines movie for him. It's just he's shown every once in a while. He has some creepy costumes, just like how J Lo has those weird costumes. Like it's very much, like I said, style over substance. It's very much how you look at it. You look at it as a movie that's not going to be something to think hard about. And honestly remember, because again, I just watched this movie a couple weeks ago and I am just now reviewing it because I totally forgot. I've been busy. But as of now, the only thing that stuck with me was just how beautiful the movie was. It really is very good in that behalf. But But I can't really say just because the movie looks incredible and looks good, like not a movie you've really seen before, and you got a good performance from Jennifer Lopez, but everything else is just it's just so by the numbers. It's not anything that's memorable. The movie is very simple, but not entertaining in a way where I enjoyed it really. But I've got to give it points for being for having part of an identity, not a whole identity to it, like the visuals or the identity to it that sticks with me. But it's still a movie that's not really terrible, but it's not that good. From like since I watched it, I thought it wasn't that good, but I thought I do have to give it credit for being a unique looking movie. Like I know it's weird to say that because that's kind of hollow to have like a movie where you're like, oh, it looks cool, but underneath the layer of that, it's nothing. And it kind of is. It pretty much is nothing besides the visuals. But I had a good time just watching how much art they put into it. I did think that was cool. And maybe if I watch it again in the future, I might feel different about it. But as of this first watch, I thought it was pretty whatever. Like I said, it's whatever with a couple of good things about it. Not one movie I disliked really, but I think it's solid overall. And again, maybe if I rewatch it again, I might feel a little better about it. But as of now, I just think it's pretty fine. So that is it. Talking about The Cell. Tell me down below if you guys like or dislike this movie. I really am interested because this is a movie that, again, gets really weird mixed reception, which I completely understand. So tell me down below what you guys think of The Cell, and thank you guys for watching.